Well, hello, TVT second graders. Here we are, Tefillah Travel Tour, stop number 5, using my new Sidor. This stop is Yigdal on page 23, but first, let's see what we've got so far. It started out with, on page 8 or 9, Mawoda'ani lefanecha melechai vekayam. Now, girls, Mawoda'ani lefanecha melechai vekayam. Everyone, Mawoda'ani lefanecha melechai vekayam. שהחזרת בי נשמתי בחמלה רבה אמונתך. Page 12 and 13, Elohai Neshama. Do you remember some of these words? Neshama is what's inside. Oh, that's my soul. Tahora, that's pure. Yatzarta, something I made. Nafakta, lishmor, mishamra, to guard. All these things that are happening to my soul. Thank you, God, for guarding it, for creating it, for blowing life into it. Elohai neshama shenatata biteho rahi. Elohai neshama shenatata biteho rahi. Elohai neshama shenatata biteho Rahi. And what about Matovu on page 12 and 13? There it is. Ma, what, or here it's how. Tov, chesed, right? And Matovu, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael, va'ani berov chastecha Avo ve'te'echa matovu clap clap oha lecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael va'ani berov chastecha avo ve'te'echa. And now your tune on page 2021 for Adon Olam. First of all, Olam, there it is, world, Melech, king, call, lots of alls, the who, he hu haya, hu hove, hu ye, he ye, hu haya, hu hove, hu ye, he ye. One more time, hu haya, hu hove, hu ye, he ye. He was, he is, and he will be, right? That God is forever. And the tune that we picked, of course, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivrach, Liet Nasa, B'chefso Kol, Azai Melech, Shemo Nikra, V'yacharei, Kichlot HaKol, Levado, Yimloch Nora, V'hu Haya, V'hu hoveh, V'hu yiyeh, V'tifara. 2, 3. Adon olam asher melech b'terem kol yitzir nivra v'yein nasa b'chefso kol azay melech shemo nikra v'yacharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora v'hu haya v'hu hoveh v'hu yiyeh b'tif Adon olam asher melech b'terem kol yitzir nivra v'yein nasa b'chefso kol azay melech shemo nikra v'yacharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora v'hu haya v'hu hoveh Tifara. Now we're up to Yigdal, page 23. Go to your workbook and draw the picture from your Sidor and place it here. Welcome back. Now let's make a prediction. What do you think that picture means? That's going to tell us a little bit about what this tefillah is all about. What do you think? Oh, look at that. That's the 10 Commandments. What do you think this prayer is going to be about? It is again. Here it is. It's called Yigdal. We've got some words highlighted. Yigdal is from the word gadol, saying God is gadol, not katan, but gadol. We've got the word chai, right, which means alive. We've got the word echad, meaning one. We've got the word meaning goof, but of course we're going to talk about God not having a goof, not having a body. And look at that, we have the word Adon Olam in Yigdal, that God is the Adon Olam. God is the master of the world. So here's a question. How many times does the word lo come up in the prayer Yigdal? I'm going to sing it and count with your hands how many times you hear the word lo. יגדל אלוהים חי, וישתבח, נמצא ויין עת אל מציאותו, אחד ויין יחיד, כי ייחודו, נעלם וגם אין סוף לאחדותו, אין לו תמות הגוף, ואינו גוף, לא נערוב אליו קדושתו, קדמון לכל דבר, אשר נברא, ראשון ויין ראשית לראשיתו. הינו אדון עולם, לכל נוצר, יורה גדולתו ומלכותו, שפע נבואתו, נתנו אל אנשי סגולתו ותפארתו, לא קם בישראל כמו שעוד, נביא ומביט את אמונתו, תורת אמת נתן לעמו על יד נביאו נעלם ביתו, לא יחליף האל ולא ימיר דתו, לעולמים לזולתו, צופה ויודע סתרנו, מביט לסוף דבר וקדמתו, גומר לאי חסד כמפעלו, נותן לרשע רק כרשעתו, ישלח לקץ ימים משיחנו, לפתות מחקץ קץ ישועתו, מתים יחיה אל ברוב חסדו, ברוך עדי עד שם תהילתו, מתים יחיה אל ברוב חסדו, no, Baruch Adei Ad Shem Tehilato. How many lows did you find? But I have something else to add, because there's another word for low that is the word ain. So, for instance, when someone says, I don't have any money, you don't say lo kesef, you say ain li kesef. Ain is the same thing as lo. When you don't have any food, you don't say lo ochel, you say ain li ochel. Lo is like ain. Ain is like no. Both of them mean no. So here's a question for you. How many times does the word ain come up in the prayer Yigdal? I'm going to sing it again. And here we go. Yigdal Elohim Chai. וישתבח, נמצא באין עת אל מציאותו, אחד ואין יחיד, כי ייחודו, נעלם וגם אין סוף לאחדותו, אין לו תמות הגוף, ואינו גוף, לא נערוף אליו קדושתו, קדמון לכל דבר, אשר נברא, ראשון ויין ראשית לראשיתו, הינו אדון עולם לכל נוצר, יורה גדולתו ומלכותו, שפע נבואתו, נתנו אל אנשי סגולתו ותפארתו, לא קם בישראל כמו שעוד, נביא ומביט את אמונתו, תורת אמת נתן לעמו על יד נביאו נאמן ביתו, לא יחליף האל ולא ימיר דתו, לעולמים לזולתו, צופה ויודע סתרנו, מביט לסוף דבר וקדמתו, גומר לאיש חסד כמפעלו, נותן לרשע רק כרשעתו, ישלח לקץ ימים משיחנו, לפתות מחקץ קץ ישועתו, מתים יחיה אל ברוב חסדו, ברוך עדי עד שם תהילתו, מתים יחיה אל ברוב חסדו, ברוך עדי עד שם תהילתו. So how many ains and how many lows have we found in Yigdal? There we go. We've got 4 lows. We've got 5 ains, That's 9 times you're saying no, 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 no. Now, first of all, why would you want a prayer that says so many no's? That's weird. You want prayers that say yeses. Why would you want a prayer that says no? Great question. Because look, you could say, Dear Mom. If you were trying to find a way to say great, great things about your mom, you might say it in the positive by saying, Mom, you are blank. You are blank. You are this. You are that. You are. But you could also say the same kind of things, but in another way. So, what kind of things will you say to your mom to show her that you loved her, but not saying you are, but by saying you are not? Mom, you are not blank. You are not blank. You are not. You are not. And these would all mean that we love you very much. Just not saying it in a positive way, but saying it in a non positive way. So do you have some examples of that? All right. By the way, you saw this a lot, the pointing to a toe, but actually, that word toe is not the word toe. It's just there. It is right there. T and an o, and it sometimes comes at the end of the word, which means his. So if you have a blank toe, it means his. And so chocolate toe would mean his chocolate. Kelev toe, his dog. Ah, so who would write this prayer? Who would write a prayer that talks about God not in the things that God does do or that God is, but by saying the things that God is not? God is not bad. God is not mean. God is not angry. God is not sad. God is not weak. God is not what person would do that? Circle, go to your work and circle. Then who wants to share? What time of day do you think this prayer was written? And what person was it, a man or a woman, and what part of their life? Just go to your workbook and circle, and then who wants to share? This prayer was written when someone was happy, sad, angry, amazed, feeling silly, feeling scared. Which one do you think would someone write about all these different things that God is not? Go to your workbook and circle, share your answers. Now, let's hear from the real writer of this prayer. Well, there he is right there. His name is the Rambam, or Rabbi Moshe ben Maimon, the Rambam. Rambam. Have you ever heard this guy? He's a very famous rabbi. How did you find me? He said. I was the most important Jew who lived in the year 1200. It's true, he was. The Rambam was the smartest, was the person everyone asked questions to, everyone went to for advice. I was a rabbi and a doctor to the head of all of Egypt. It's true. The Rambam was a rabbi and a doctor to the head of all of Egypt. I think it is so much easier to talk about what God is not instead of to talk about what God is. So I made a prayer with lots of ains and lots of lows instead of canes. Instead of yeses, I had a prayer of lots of no's. I had about 13 ideas about what God is and what God is not. So I thought I'll make it into a song, and that song is called Yigdal today. So, if you were the writer of this prayer, how would you write this prayer? Is it either, Dear God, every day I like to remind myself what I think about you and how you run this world? Or is it, Dear God, I love making lists and I love you, so I'd like to make a list about what I love about you, God? Or, Dear God, it is important for me to start off my words of thank you by telling you what all Jews believe about you. Which one would you use as your translation? Number one, number two, number three, go to your workbook and circle, and who wants to share? And that's it for today. We'll come back next week when we'll practice the Yigdal. But if you have more time, we can go do it one more time right now. And all you have to do is do the English, which is part of the prayer too. So let's give it one try. I'll go really slow too. Here we go. Ready? And Yigdal Elohim Chai Bach Nimsa Vien 8 El Mitziuto Echad Vien Yachid Ki Yehudo Nelam V'gam Ein Sof Le'achdu To Ein Lo Demut HaGuf V'eino Guf Lo Na'aroch Elav Kedushato Kadmon L'chol Davar Asher Nivra Rishon V'yein Reshit L'Reshito Hino Adon Olam V'chol Notzar Yoreg Gedulato U'malchuto Shefa Nevuato Nitano El Anshe Segulato Betif Arto Lokam Yisrael Kemoshe Od Navi Umabit Etemunato Torah Emet Natan Li'amo El Al Yad Nevi O Neman Beito Lo Yachalifa El Velo Yamir Dato Le'olamim Lezulato Tofevi Yodea Sitaharenu Mabit Lesof Davar Vekad Mato Gomer Ish Chesed Kemifa Lo Noten Larasha Rakerisha To Yishlach Leketz Yamim Mishichenu Liftot Mechaketz Ketz Yeshua To Metim Yechaye El Berov Chasdo Baruch Adei Ad Shem Tehilato Metim Yechaye El Berov Chasdo Baruch Adei Ad Shem Tehilato. See you next time on Tefillah.